Hello YouTube family, it's me. It is Chelsea, I promise. We will address the elephant in the room immediately, but it's me, okay? I know it's been a million years and I know I look different, but we're here now and that is all that matters. I'm not even quite sure where to begin, but today we are gonna have like a mini catch up. At the start of this video, I'm just gonna have like a little catch up with you with what's been going on in my mind and in my life. And then we'll do a Q&A because quite a few of you sent some questions in, so I'm going to work my way through them if that's all right. Grab yourself a cuppa. Welcome to the channel if you are new here. Oh, it's really hot still. Or do you know what, actually? Oh, let's get mega comfy, shall we? Should we do a bump date first? Ah! What on earth? Guys, in 21 weeks in 2 days. How has that happened? We are bumping, we have popped, we are feeling big. You know, like when you have to do that and I have to roll over to get myself up out a bit. I'm a bit like that now. But it's good, it's fine. I feel fantastic. Oh yeah, that's comfy. This is my Bella Moon pillow, I love this. Super snuggly. Right, let's address the elephant in the room and start with my barnet. Now, for my birthday, my mum and dad treated me to get my hair done. And I have been threatening and wanting to go ginge for the long time. Like, I am so pasty and freckly. I thought, if anyone's going to suit ginge, it'll be me, okay? So I put this forward to my hairdresser. Actually, I'll be honest, what I put forward actually is like strawberry blonde. There's a few strawberry blondes going around on Insta that I quite liked, so I screenshot a load of stuff and sent it to my hairdresser and was like, what do we think? And anyway, so when she came round, she was completely honest with me, so I'm not blaming her for any of this whatsoever. Because one, it's a risk whenever you go like reddy tones, and also she wasn't kind of sure. There was a couple of colours that she hadn't used before, and she was like, she gave me the option. She was like, we can either go slightly darker, because she was worried that the lighter one would go like yellowy orange. I said to her, the only thing, I don't want to go so dark that it washes me out, but in my mind I was like, but the thing is, red does wash out so quickly anyway, it's gonna fade. So I was the one that said, I was the one that took the risk and was like, well, let's go for the darker one anyway, and then it'll only fade if not. If it's a bit much or whatever. So I did choose it, I'm not blaming her. But then I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's definitely not strawberry blonde. Like, we are full on in the zone here. I didn't hate it, to be fair, but it was more of like a pinky reddy tone, which my hairdresser was even surprised at. She was like, I've literally put no red in it, like it was like orangey copper. But she did put some low lights in it before, so maybe that's why. We don't know. Anyway, it came out a bit more reddy pinky, which was the only like shame of it for me, because I wanted it to be more orange. I wanted it to be more ginge. I'd love to be like either strawberry blonde, or even if it was darker, even if it was that like Albany ginge. But it's so hard to get a natural colour ginge when it's in a bottle, basically. So it had this really reddy pinky tone to it, and I was like, oh, suits me still, but it just wasn't what I was going for. Anyway, so then we were like, well, you can get like these toners that they're like are like masks that you'd want to use anyway to like kind of top it up. So I bought the Wella one, Wella. Copper Glow, I think it's called, like the colour refresh. Anyway, so I put that on, and I did put quite a lot on, which, to be fair, brightened it rather than it looking like dull. It definitely had a bit of spark to it, but it's still red. And like now I've only washed it twice, I think, and it's still very much there, but it's kind of gone a bit stripy. And then here, like, I don't know, bits have faded but not all of it, and then I can see like the low lights coming through as well. It's just so way off what I was going for, if I'm honest, but I'm in it now, so I'm trying to learn to love it. And then I'm thinking it's just going to fade. So it might fade to the colour that I want, but I don't think it's going to because of its tone. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to, the thing is I can't afford to get it completely redone again, to be honest, to get it like stripped or whatever I would do. I don't even know. So I'm just going to own it for now. But I don't want to go back to blonde. Like I really wanted to be ginger. Just wanted it to be a bit more natural. It looks like it now, because I put the colour on it, it now looks like I've done it myself. Anyway, that's a good few minutes regarding my hair that you will never get back. But just to explain, yeah, that's why I'm here now. So that was a bit of a birthday, bit of fun. I had a birthday. Let's have like a catch up. I feel like there's been so much going on, but a lot of it's been in my head. And I said this on Instagram the other day. I've struggled to vlog and I don't know why. I feel like my life's really boring at the moment. Happy boring, like I'm happy and content, but I'm in that headspace where I'm like, people aren't going to want to see this, so why would you vlog it? And also I struggle to vlog weekly vlogs at the moment because I genuinely forget to pick up the camera and put it down. Like this is great because I'm like, right, when Goldie goes down for a nap at this time, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do a catch up, I'm going to do the Q&A. It gets it all done in one and I bloody love it. And I do love vlogging if it's intentional, but when it's kind of throughout the week, if I forget something, and then I think there's just so much going on in my head. I need to get more organised with it, if I'm honest. It's literally down to me. I know that. And I really want to get back on it because I really want to start building YouTube, especially as I get further on in my pregnancy. The plan is, guys, by the way, to do a birth vlog, like actual pushing. But I need to get Ian clued up on the camera on that because obviously when I'm mid-labour and having strong contractions, the last thing I'm going to be thinking about is camera angles, etc. So I need to prep him on that. I am hoping for a home birth. I'll like go through all of this maybe in these questions if they're there or in another vlog, I don't know. So it will be at home anyway. But yeah, so I've got so many ideas in my head. It's just putting them down. I was going to say on paper, but on camera really is what I'm struggling with at the moment. I'm just being like brutally honest. I feel great. I feel fine in myself. Like when I was early pregnancy and I was feeling grim, I was struggling to vlog because I felt so crap. And to be honest, I was lying on the sofa 75% of the time. Now I'm not. Now I feel great. I feel like I'm starting to get into that like nesting mode. Like yesterday was a Sunday, was so friggin' productive. And that's even like I've woken up this morning feeling better because yesterday was so productive. So I'm starting to like look at everything and want to deep clean everything, want to sort out every drawer. Like I'm getting into that nesting mode and I've got loads and loads and loads of time. Literally I'm halfway, which is great. So hopefully I keep feeling good because yes, I've popped and I'm feeling a bit bigger, but not like uncomfortably big yet. Although bloody hell, the heat, that has kicked me in the arse last week. And I'm like, it's only June. I've got the whole summer to go yet, hun. But I'm trying not to be British and complain about the weather. I have a little bit of an excuse being pregnant. But yeah, that really like knocked me a little bit last week actually. And I was like, wow, we're just at the start, hun. But yeah, see, like I feel like I'm jumping all over the place now because I'm excited. I'm in a good place, and I've got so much to tell you, and I want to tell you all this stuff, but it's just getting it all organised, isn't it? Right, back to my birthday. Had a lovely, lovely birthday. If you saw on Insta or TikTok, on my actual birthday, I went to Capital Summertime Ball with my bestie and her mum, which was lovely. And I don't often do things like that. I love music. You know I love music. Always have, like such a music gal. But I just never go to concerts, and it's more because I'm not really good with like crowds and big people. Like I don't get anxiety, I just don't find enjoyment in it. But it was like really well organised. We had seats, obviously, because it was a friggin' 6-7 hour concert. Like, girl ain't standing for that. We had amazing seats, actually. This was at Wembley Stadium. My friend's mum was driving, which was just heaven. I was literally in the back of her car with this pillow, like, it couldn't get any better. And then we were like right near toilets. There was never queue for toilets. These are the things I think about now, okay guys. And we just had a bloody great time. Like, it was so good. And I love Capital Summertime Ball. I've seen it on TV before because there's so many acts. And although I felt old as shit, because a lot of them I hadn't even heard of before, I was like, oh my god, we're here. We made it. There was so many like 90s and noughties acts as well. It was amazing. Well, in fact, I never ever thought in my lifetime, and some of you will be like, really, that bothered? I never thought in my lifetime I would see Mariah Carey live. I don't know if I love her like necessarily as a person, but her music is just so nostalgic to me from when I was younger. Like, I always used to sing it. I just love that 90s vibe, 90s noughties, I guess. And I think she is an epic singer. And do you know what? Her vocals were still on point. There's something going on with her. Like, she either looked like she didn't want to be there or she was not well. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. But she like barely moved. Like, she was walking like a bit of a robot. I was like, is she in pain or does she just not want to be here? So that was a little bit uncomfortable. But I was like over the moon to see her. So obsessed with Mariah Carey. Obviously, I'm obsessed with Jessie J. If you know me, you know that. Like, she is my number one. And she was performing. It's her last gig for a while before she goes off to have her surgery. So that was like quite emotional as well. Will Smith was there. Like, and he sang on my birthday, and I keep repeating myself, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, imagine Will Smith just singing Fresh Prince. Like, it was epic. McFly, Busted, loads of them. Anyway, so that was a great day. It was Father's Day as well, and I felt a bit bad because I literally left Ian at home, but we kind of like celebrated in and around. We went out for a meal as well. Yeah, so anyway, had a nice birthday. What else has been going on? So work is going well. Struggling to juggle things a little bit at the moment, just because Goldie's getting older, obviously. A few times recently she's dropped her nap. Not all the time, she's napping now. And I think the heat didn't help. But some days she just is like, no, hun, I don't want to nap. But at the moment, until she goes to nursery, we don't have any actual childcare. Yes, my mum and dad help out, like, quite often when we ask, and mum comes round and help, but to be honest, I like being there as well and just having mum time as well. I need to utilise her more as actual childcare. But they've been on holiday for 2 weeks as well. So we didn't have any childcare. So I can only work when Goldie is napping or sleeping, or if Ian's here and not working. So I find it tricky because I like being organised and I want to get shit done when I want to get shit done. And then when you have to be really flexible as a parent, it's really hard because your whole schedule gets thrown off. And then I might have to do classes when she's sleeping at night, and by that point I'm knackered, and I would rather have done it earlier on in the day, but you can't. I know it's a juggle, I know this is just mum life spinning plates, but it will be so much easier when she goes to nursery, which will be in a few months' time. She's going to nursery 2 days a week, so that will massively help, because those can be my solid work days. And if I do pretty much work, I would say part-time. It's hard to count up the hours when you do social media as well, but with social media and my classes, it is still technically part-time hours. I definitely don't work 40 hours a week, but then obviously I'm a mum as well, and that's a full-time job in itself. So those nursery days can be my like solid work days, and then it will just feel really nice because when I'm with Goldie, I want to be like 100% present. And although I try to do that because I know it's like mum and Goldie time, it's in my head that like, oh, I haven't got that done yet today, or like, oh, I was meant to do that earlier and I couldn't go. Do you know what I mean? So I want to be able to switch off from work and then switch off from mum mode and separate them a little bit. At the moment, it's a little bit mishmashy. I'm kind of in the middle of deciding what to do with Fit Peach as well, whether to drop one class a week, make it a little bit cheaper for everyone. There's literally a gallery of like over 150 workouts on the site anyway. But there will still be like 2 brand new ones a week. Maybe just like slowly but surely whittling it down. I feel okay to be doing 3 a week, but I feel like if I just did 2 a week, then I could give it a little bit more. Then I'd have a little bit more time to do more social media-y stuff, and it would be cheaper for everyone. So it's just forever working out the balance, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a sip of tea and go to some questions, shall we? Oh my god, this is so funny. I have to show you this. So this has just come up on my memories on Instagram from 4 years ago. So this was when me and Ian like first got together, and we went on a little weekend to the Lake District in my camper van. And we obviously hired a boat. Oh my goodness. Oh, how times have changed. Now we are married with a near 2-year-old and one on the way. Life is crazy, guys. Life is absolutely crazy. Plot twists can happen in an instant, let me tell you that. Right, let me load all of these up. I won't be able to do all of them. Let's just crack on and go through them, shall we? When did Goldie go in her own room? I think my little one is ready, but it's early from guidelines. So I think the guidelines are like 6 months, are they? Aren't they? I actually think Goldie went in at about 5 months. So I was a little bit rebellious on the old guidelines as well. Yeah, Goldie went in at 5 months. And my advice would be, you know your child better than anyone. So yes, there are guidelines, and if you feel more confident with sticking to those, then amazing. But also, if you're not ready at 6 months as well, that is absolutely fine as well. I don't know how I'll feel with this second one. I might go longer. Goldie is such a light sleeper, right? She always has been. So thinking back to it, to around that time, I feel like we were genuinely disturbing her, just like rolling over in the night. Like, that's how much of a light sleeper she was. And when I put her in her own room, she did start to sleep better. I mean, not sleeping through. She's still not even sleeping through now. But it was definitely better. I felt like a bit of relief when she was in there, that I could then rest. I was then getting better rest as well, and she was too. How are you feeling about having 2 kids under 3? And you know what? It's close to under 2. She's going to be 2 years and 3 months-ish, depending on when I have the baby. No, do you know what? Obviously we planned this. We knew that this was always going to be the case, and we wanted to have them quite close together. In fact, if it wasn't for the wedding, we would have had kids. We would have had the second one even closer, to be honest, or we would have started trying even sooner. Well, this isn't for like the same with everyone, but for us, I'm like, right, I'm at the age, like the next decade of my life is going to be carnage. Let's crack them out, son. Also, I personally feel, again, not everyone's the same, that like, if I'm in baby era, I want to stay in baby era. Like, I don't want my kid to get too old to then feel like you've got to completely relearn everything again, because every stage that they get to, you genuinely forget the previous stage. Like, I'm already thinking back to like feeding and stuff like that, and like, God, I forgot that. So I can only imagine you forget even more, obviously, the older they get. So, you know, Goldie's still going to be in nappies, so I'm just fully in my double nappy era. So I'm quite buzzing for it. Yes, there's going to be challenges, obviously. She doesn't even understand that I'm pregnant, so we can't really explain to her what's going to happen. I mean, we can try and we will, but it won't sink in, because she's not. If she was 3, she would get it, but she's not. She's very mummified at the moment as well. Very mummified. So there's me saying she doesn't understand. She doesn't, but maybe she feels, she knows something's going on. I don't know. Maybe she's got like a sixth sense. And I do predict that when baby is here, she's going to be a bit fuming about it. She might be like not bothered at first, and then when she realises that the baby's staying and that the baby lives in the house with us, she'll probably start to react and act out. And I can just imagine like her being fuming that I'm feeding. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe she'll surprise us and just not be like that at all. But just because she's a bit mummified at the moment, I can quite imagine that happening. But other than that, I just feel like how amazing that they're going to be so close in age, really, that they're going to have, as they grow up, they're going to have quite similar interests. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be like completely contrasting personalities. But I'm buzzing. Like, let's do it. We want to crack a third one out at some point as well. Don't know when. Don't know when. Let me get this one out. But we would love, if we are lucky enough to, and it is practically possible for us, we would love a third as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm just in my carnage decade, to be honest. This is a random but a good one. How do you keep going despite constant job rejections? Obviously you're talking like generally, like maybe this person is going through trying to find a job. And actually, although, I mean, yes, I've been rejected for jobs before, I've got more experience in being rejected for auditions, which essentially is still a job, isn't it? It's an acting job. a performing job, and yes, it's a previous life, but my God, have I got experience in it. I would love to know how many auditions I've been on in my lifetime, but also, well, 95% of them were rejected, which is the game. Like that is, yes, it's a high percentage, but that's what most actors have. One thing I will say, it bloody makes you strong. It makes your skin thick as anything. You have to detach yourself from taking it personally, because there are so many variable factors. Obviously, you have no idea what they are actually looking for. If you think if you're ever in the position to offer someone a job, you will have like this vision in your mind of exactly what you want, what type of person it is, what type of experience they've got, etc, etc. And you may have so many strengths and qualities, but it just might not be what they're looking for at all. I do hate that thing though when people are like, oh, you're probably overqualified. And it is a thing, yes, but how annoying is that? And you don't want to hear it, do you? So I won't say that. Brutally honest and say you have to keep going. You have to keep going and trying, because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere anyway, are you? I always had that hope and faith as well of like what's meant to be will be. I love like law of attraction and like the universe, etc. And that might be a bit woo-woo for some people, but I think that gave me something to like hold on to, of like, right, there's something else around the corner. This one wasn't for me. As I got older and I got more experience with rejection as well, I stopped emotionally attaching myself to the job before I got it, which is a difficult one because you want to believe that you have it and that it's yours. And you can have confidence in yourself. Don't go into something like, I'm probably not going to get this anyway. Absolutely not. Have the can-do attitude of like, this has got my name written all over it. I am so capable. But if the rejection comes, you will, over time, you will get quicker at emotionally detaching yourself from that answer. Something is around the corner. That's even better. Oh, this is a good one. How did you decide on having a baby so soon after dating? This feels wild to me now, but we were dating literally a year before we started trying. We were together a year and they had the old coil out. Mental. Not that age is always a factor. Ian was just about to turn 30. I was just about to turn 31. And it is that age-old cliche of when you know, you know. You know? And I think it was in the back of my mind of like, I've never tried to have a baby before. I don't know if this is even going to be possible for us. At the time we knew that we wanted to get married, but I didn't have any clue of when that was going to be. We weren't engaged at that point. We got engaged a year later. To be honest, at the time, I was like, we're never going to be able to even afford a wedding. So let's just crack a baby out. Not that babies are cheap, but weddings are expensive for one bloody day. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, I think we just focused on babies more than a wedding, and then we were really, really fortunate that a wedding did end up happening anyway. When is your due date, and what are you hoping for, even though we know you will be happy either way? Love this question. Right, let's get to it. Due date, I'm happy to tell you, because babies never come on their due date anyway, is the 5th of November. Bonfire night. I've got a bonfire baby coming. Although, as I tell you all the time, Goldie was a month early. So in my head, I'm like, well, I could be early, I could be a few weeks after. Like, they'll come when they come. But my due date is the 5th of November. We did have our 20-week scan the other day, which was lovely. I had a really lovely experience, actually, because I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it depends on the sonographer that you get as to whether it's pleasant or not. We've mainly had good scans throughout our scan history, but there was one awful one who just hated her job. She just didn't want to be there. She had no empathy whatsoever. And I was like, you can't be in a job like that. Like, this is a magical time in someone's life. And don't get me wrong, I know they do it day in, day out, and they're probably bored. But just have a little bit of, like, kindness and empathy in you. Do you know what I mean? Just smile. Just let the woman feel excited. Anyway, had a lovely experience this time, so that was great. Really grateful for that. And we didn't find out the gender. She was like, do you want me to write it down? And I was like, oh, so tempted, but no, don't want to know. And luckily, when she put the thingy on my belly, it didn't, like, I thought it was gonna be so typical where like the baby is going to be in a position where legs up, like, whoa! And I'm either going to see like 3 lines or a little dinky. But luckily nothing was revealed. Ian didn't see anything either. She told us to look away at a certain point. So yeah, all good, and all the measurements and everything were lovely as well. So all fine, hunky-dory, don't know the gender. Like this lovely person has said, it doesn't matter either way. Obviously we just want a healthy, happy baby. But it's also very normal to have little like inclinations, little like, oh, but if you could choose, la 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 la. So I'm going to be completely honest today. Actually, I say I'm going to be honest, there are 2 different versions. If we were definitely able to have 3 children, right, and I knew that, and I could choose, right, I would love to have a girl next, right, so that the girls would be really close in age. Goldie would have a sister. I've never had I haven't got a sister, like my best friends are my sisters, but you know what I mean. I just think that would be cute because they're quite close in age. And then the third one, I would love a little boy. One, because obviously wouldn't have got one, haven't had one, but also none of our families, either side, both Ian's family and my side, have got any boys. Like literally, there's just so many girls, which is fabulous because the cousin gang are epic. But yeah, it would be so lovely, especially as like, if that was our last one, to have like a little prince. Oh my God, they'd be such a mummy's boy though, wouldn't they? So if I definitely knew that I was having 3, and you know, I could pick, which I don't honestly care about, it would be cute to have a girl next and then a little boy, right? But I don't know if that's going to even be possible. I don't know if we are going to have 3. We might be able to only afford 2. I don't know. So in which case, if we have a boy next, if this one is a little boy, then at least I know we've got our little boy and we've got one of each, and how lovely. So that is me being a little bit diplomatic, isn't it? Because it's like, it doesn't matter either way, and it genuinely doesn't. But that's just a little thought process that I've been going through, if that makes sense. Just being honest about it. Though I'll be a bit more brutally honest, Ian would just love to be a girl dad. He would just love 3 girls. Obviously if he had a boy, he'd still be chuffed. And I can see him completely as a girl dad. Can't you? I can just so see him as like, yeah, he's just, I don't know, maybe it's just because we've got a girl now that I can only see it, but I can so see him as a girl dad. Will the new name also begin with G? So I'm assuming you mean this baby. We have got a name, as I know I said in obviously the last vlog about baby names, and we're still on that. It's still like 98% that. I'll tell you, it doesn't begin with G. That's my little clue. You've got 25 other letters to guess as a starting letter. But yeah, doesn't start with G. And it is gender neutral, so it doesn't matter. We're going to use it either way at the moment anyway. Would you ever go back to acting? Can you ever say never? But I'm absolutely not actively pursuing it in any way, shape or form. Like I was thinking the other day, the last like acting job I did was only a few years ago. I was with Ian, but this was obviously pre-kids, when I did like all the Goodwood stuff, which you may have been following me and watching, like some stuff we did like Grease and some other cool bits. Anyway, I feel like such a different person since then. Like obviously becoming a mum changes you. And although like I'm still a confident person, I just feel like I wouldn't have the confidence. I don't know. I'm in such a different headspace. It's really odd. So I can't picture myself doing anything like that. And then the acting job before that was years ago. Do you know what I mean? So that I do feel like it's a bit of a previous life now. But I'm also a sucker for an opportunity. So if an opportunity ever came up, I couldn't say no, but I would just shit my pants. But then opportunities don't come knocking when you're not looking for them or working hard to try and get them. So like I say, I'm not actively seeking it. So I'd be extremely surprised if anything was to come my way, to be honest. But then I'll go back to the, oh, but it's meant to be. What's the one thing we don't know about you? Oh my gosh. Right, let me have a sip of tea and think about this one. Have I told you about presenting Barney the dinosaur in Africa before? I think I've just thought of that because we were just talking about previous acting jobs, so I guess my mind's just kind of gone there. But when I was like 18, 19, 20, something like that, I went out to Africa, Ghana and Nigeria. I was so fortunate to have this life experience. It was a really small production team as well. There was probably only like 6 of us that went out there. They friggin' love Barney the dinosaur out there, as do I. So it was Barney, BJ and Baby Bot were the 3 characters, and then I was the presenter, so I wasn't in costume, I was just me. And you know what, I was in a pair of dungarees with a pink top. Like, I literally was Miss Rachel, if you think about it. I inspired Miss Rachel. We used to present the live show, so there were live theatre shows, it wasn't TV, all over Africa. How random but cool is that? If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh what a rain that would be. One other interesting fact. I may have said this before, I don't know, I can't remember what I tell you guys, I'm such an oversharer. I don't know the exact number, but I have moved so many times in my life, I've lost count. It must be in the 20s, which is mad because I'm 34. But I have moved so many times. And will I be moving again soon? That, my friends, is tea for another day. The answer though is yes. I can't really give you any more info at the moment, which is so annoying. But what I can tell you is that very early next year, we'll be bloody moving again. I'm getting married in 2 weeks. As a recent bride, what advice would you have for me at this stage? Oh my god, I'm so excited for you. It's the friggin' best day ever. But I'm going to say what everybody says, and it's very, 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 very true. It is the quickest day of your life. Oh my god. It goes so quick, right? You get to 11 or half 11, or whenever your music has to stop, and then all of a sudden you're sad, and you're like, what the actual fuck? Like, it can't be that time. It can't be over. So just enjoy every single friggin' second. Obviously you don't know how like the day is going for you, like how it's all planned and the timings and stuff, but really soak up the morning, right? We woke up like crack of dawn because the makeup ladies came at like 6 to start on the bridesmaids, right? And it was in the bridal suite. So I just like sat there doing nothing whilst the bridesmaids were, well, I say doing nothing, like I was opening some cards and my bridesmaids gave me some cute presents and stuff, and I was just enjoying brekkie. And at the time I was a bit like, oh, should I be doing something? But there was so much time at that point. And you know what? Just soak it up. The morning was so lush because I had all my girls around me. Obviously my mum came in as well. Goldie was kind of getting thrown around left, right and centre, which was super cute, but like, you know, she had like an itinerary of who was looking after her, so that was super organised. And my makeup ladies were so organised with their itinerary as well. I didn't feel stressed at all. So just soak up the morning because that is slow. Then obviously there's that adrenaline kicks in because then you're getting ready and it suddenly all kind of kicks in. You get your dress on and then it's like, shit, we need to get those photos and this photos and that photos. That's when the carnage begins and it goes so quickly. One of my favourite bits of the whole day was the ceremony, which I know, which for some people might be obvious, but I kind of thought that's the bit that I kind of want to get over and done with. But in the moment, we had a fairly small wedding though. It was nice and intimate, so it didn't feel too overwhelming, and the room was nice and cosy. I just remember like staring at Ian for ages, just thinking this is so lush. And those little pockets throughout the day as well, that it is just the two of you, just make the most of those as well. It did get to the meal part, and I thought, you know what, I haven't really even mingled or seen anyone yet. I felt like I hadn't seen anyone because during the drinks reception you're getting all your photos done. But you know what? It's not about them, it's about you. And you will see everyone throughout the day at some point. Oh, I just spilt tea. Oh no, I've only just washed this pillowcase as well. Ball bags. You will make your way around to everyone at some point, but just remember, it is your day, just enjoy it. If you want to dance the night away rather than having deep and meaningful conversations with people, go dance the night away and give them a call next week, do you know what I mean? How are you surviving in this heat whilst pregnant? Not very well, hun. I literally have a fan right here. My biggest fan. It's not on because it's noisy. But as soon as I stop filming this and I start editing it, that is going straight on, huns. It's alright, it's just bloody hot, innit? I said the other day on a reel or something, I can't even remember these days, I'm at that point of pregnancy when my boobs are now sitting on my belly. So I've got that like extra sweat under there, which some women with big boobies have all the time. I'm not used to that. But they're back, baby. The boobs are back. Right, 2 more questions. Is there anything that you're planning on doing different with the pregnancy or parenting second time round? Oh, that's a big question actually. Things are really quite different actually this time round. As you know, well, to be honest, since Goldie's been a few months old really, is when I've kind of looked into like the low tox life. I guess is when she started weaning actually, because then I was looking at all into like baby food and ingredients, and then I looked into like the chemicals on like cleaning products and baby care products and all this kind of stuff, and I went into all the rabbit holes. And yeah, I'm far from perfect. I'm still learning, but I do my best, and where I can I am like this low tox gal, low tox mum, as you know. So yeah, this time around it's really quite interesting how like different things are. Like last time I would just pick up any old pregnancy vitamins, whereas this time I've been a little bit more anal with it, things like that. I'm not going to go into like too much detail just because it is a very specific and personal and also quite controversial in some areas. And I don't want to get into any fights with anyone on the internet, to be honest, because I think it's such a personal decision to you, and I don't judge anyone else who does things differently to me. In fact, I'm the minority in a lot of my decisions. I mean, obviously one of my decisions is now I want a home birth this time, which I know may not happen, but I bloody well hope it does. I'm not gonna lie, my heart is set on it. Yeah, we're just going as like natural as possible. Obviously I'm so grateful for medical intervention in life-saving instances, but other than that I will avoid everything as much as possible. So I'm trying to educate myself so that I've got the confidence and the knowledge to question things if things are offered, and take things at my own risk rather than through fear, if that makes sense. Parenting, probably the same. I'm not saying I've smashed it, but we've kind of settled into a routine that we're quite happy with. We're a great team, myself and Ian. I struggled to feed Goldie straight away because she had a tongue tie and she was prem, so I had to use nipple shields, and I had to pump off. God, it's all coming back to me. I had to pump after she fed to get an extra little bit of supply that I would top her up with. So I'd give her like boob, then an extra 30 ml of breast milk, just to make sure, because I was trying to get like the jaundice out of her as well, make sure that she was putting on weight. So in an ideal world, hopefully I don't have to necessarily do that, but obviously I'll do whatever the hell I gotta do, like that's fine. But yeah, if I don't have to use the nipple shields, hopefully babe will just latch on, and then hopefully feeding will be easier, and that will be less of a roller coaster this time, hopefully. But I guess that's not really choice. That's kind of like you deal with it as it comes. And then everything else really is going to be a bit of a learning curve, because obviously you've got a toddler at the same time. This is going to be juggling that really. Still going to do like the baby-led weaning as much as we can. The only thing that might be different this time round is that hopefully this one will be better at napping here, there and everywhere, because they won't really have a choice but to. Whereas Goldie's really great at napping at home and in the car, but she won't nap in a pram. She just won't nap anywhere else because she's the first child. So like we've always been home, or everything's kind of revolved around her, which is just natural with your firstborn, isn't it? Whereas with a second, they just fit in. And then the third, I mean, they're just screwed. Last question. What is your death row meal? Oh my God, what a bloody question. Oh, it's such a basic bitch answer, but it has to be a roast dinner because of the variety on your plate. Do you know what I mean? There's so much on there. I feel like as a choice, you get a bit of everything. But it's got to be a decent roast dinner. It's got to be an epic Yorkshire pudding. I'd probably go chicken. Solid, like thick gravy. All the trimmings. Right guys, my tea's gone cold. That was a great Q&A though. If you made it to the end, thank you for sticking around. If you are new here, please give me a little cheeky subscribe. Give us a thumbs up as well and comment below. I will try my hardest to not leave it as long next time to do another video. Big shout out to our gorgeous sponsors at Cover My Bubble. Emma's just actually had a birthday, guys, so a big happy birthday to Emma. Thank you for supporting the channel. As always, guys, they are the best life insurance brokers around. I will never go anywhere else. Trust them so much. I was going to say trust them with my life. I mean, I literally do. to a point, don't I? Trust them with my bubble, with my family's life. Ian and I, we fully pay for 2 separate policies. We have done for a good couple of years now, and their service is impeccable. So yeah, go and check out Cover My Bubble if life insurance or anything of the sort is on your to-do list. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Love you, bye.